Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Before we begin, I want you to think about something uncomfortable for a moment. Have you ever noticed how some men can walk into a room, say almost nothing, barely touch a woman, and yet she feels drawn to them? Meanwhile, other men try harder, speak more, do more, and somehow the connection still feels distant. That difference isn't luck, and it isn't about looks. It's about something most men never learn to touch first. But before we go deeper, take a second to subscribe and like this video. Because what I'm about to share with you is something many men spend years trying to figure out, and very few ever truly understand. Now listen carefully. When men think about touching a woman, their minds usually go straight to the obvious things. Her hand, her waist, her hair, her body. That's the surface level, and most men stop there. But mature women, women who have experienced relationships, heartbreak, disappointment and growth, are not waiting for a man to touch their body first. They're waiting for him to touch something far more powerful: her mind, her emotional safety, her sense of being truly seen. And here's where most men fail without even realizing it. Because touching a woman's body is easy, anyone can do that. But touching her mind, touching the quiet emotional space inside her where she decides whether you're just another man or someone she can actually open up to, that takes awareness. Think about the last time a woman really opened up to you. Not just polite conversation, not small talk. I mean the moment when her voice softened, when she started sharing things that actually mattered to her. That moment didn't happen because of what you touched physically. It happened because something inside her felt safe enough to open. And mature women pay attention to this very quickly. Within minutes of talking to you, she's unconsciously asking herself questions you'll never hear out loud. Does he actually listen? Does he respect my thoughts? Does he make me feel comfortable being myself? Or is he just trying to impress me? Most men are so busy trying to perform that they miss the one thing she's truly waiting for: emotional presence. And when a man learns how to create that feeling, something interesting happens. A mature woman stops guarding herself so tightly. Her energy changes. Her curiosity about you grows. Because for the first time in a long time, she feels understood. And that feeling is far more powerful than any physical touch. Now here's something most men never hear, but mature women notice it immediately. The way you listen to her is the very first touch she feels. Not with your hands, with your attention. And attention is one of the rarest forms of respect in the modern world. Think about it. Most conversations today are rushed. People wait for their turn to speak instead of actually hearing what the other person is saying. Phones buzz, eyes wander, minds drift somewhere else. But when a mature woman talks to a man, she can sense within seconds whether he's truly present or just pretending. And the difference changes everything. A woman who has lived through relationships, disappointments, and emotional games develops a quiet radar. She becomes incredibly sensitive to authenticity. She can feel when a man is listening just to respond, and when he's listening because he genuinely wants to understand her. And when she feels the second one, something softens inside her. Because most men don't offer that. They interrupt, they try to fix her problems, they shift the conversation back to themselves, or they rush the emotional pace because they're focused on attraction instead of connection. But the man who knows what he's doing slows down. He lets silence exist. He listens not only to her words, but to the meaning behind them. And mature women feel that. You see, when a woman talks about her day, her work, her frustrations, or her dreams, she's not just sharing information. She's revealing small pieces of her inner world. If a man rushes past those pieces, she quietly closes the door. But if he notices them, if he responds with curiosity instead of ego, something powerful begins to happen. She starts feeling emotionally touched. And emotional touch is the foundation of real attraction. Not the loud, flashy type of attraction that burns quickly and fades just as fast, but the slow, deep kind that builds trust. A mature woman is not looking for a man who talks the most. She's looking for a man who makes her feel heard in a world where very few people actually listen. And when she feels that kind of attention, her guard lowers in ways most men never notice. Her smile becomes more genuine, Her body language relaxes. Her eyes stay on you longer. Because without realizing it, you've already touched the place she protects the most, her emotional space. And once that space feels safe, the entire dynamic between you begins to shift. There is another place mature women want to be touched first. And most men never realize it even exists. Her sense of emotional safety. Now this is where things become deeper than attraction, deeper than flirting, and far more powerful than confidence alone. A mature woman has already experienced enough life to know something important. Words are easy, promises are easy, charm is easy. But emotional safety, that is rare. Because emotional safety isn't something a man says, it's something he quietly creates. You see, many men believe attraction comes from intensity, from pushing harder, from impressing more, from trying to prove their value quickly. But mature women don't feel safe around pressure. They feel safe around calm strength, the kind of man who doesn't rush her emotions, the kind of man who doesn't react defensively when she shares an opinion, the kind of man who doesn't make her feel judged for being honest. When she senses those things, something subtle happens in her mind. Her guard slowly begins to fall, and that guard exists for a reason. Most mature women have learned, sometimes the hard way, that opening up too quickly can lead to disappointment. So they protect themselves quietly. They observe. They watch how a man reacts to small moments. For example, when she disagrees with you, do you become defensive? When she shares something personal, do you brush it off or change the subject? When she expresses vulnerability, do you respect it or try to rush past it? These tiny moments matter far more than men realize, because every response you give either builds safety or breaks it. And once safety is broken, attraction struggles to grow. But when a man stays calm, respectful, and emotionally steady, he creates something incredibly powerful. Trust without needing to demand it. A mature woman begins to feel that she can speak freely around you. She doesn't feel the need to perform. She doesn't feel the need to impress. She simply feels comfortable being herself. And when a woman reaches that point, her connection to you becomes far deeper than surface-level attraction. Because now, you're not just another man she's talking to. You're someone who touched a place very few men reach, her emotional safety. And once a woman feels safe with you emotionally, her curiosity about you begins to grow in ways that no clever line or charm could ever create. That's when the real connection begins. There's another place mature women quietly hope a man will touch first, and it's something many men overlook completely. Her sense of being understood. Not admired, not chased, understood. Now those things might sound similar, but emotionally they are worlds apart. Admiration feels good for a moment. Compliments can be nice. Attraction can be exciting. But understanding, that's the thing that makes a woman feel deeply connected. Because most people go through life feeling slightly misunderstood. Think about it for a moment. A mature woman may be strong at work, responsible in her family, supportive to her friends, and independent in her life. But inside, she still carries layers of thoughts and emotions that very few people ever truly see. And when a man only notices the surface, her appearance, her confidence, or her success, she may smile politely, but something inside remains distant. Because surface attention is easy, understanding requires patience. It requires noticing the details in how she speaks, the tone in her voice when she talks about something meaningful, the small emotional shifts when a topic touches something deeper inside her. Most men move past those moments too quickly, but the man who pauses, the man who notices, the man who asks thoughtful questions instead of assuming, touches something incredibly powerful in her mind. He touches the feeling of being seen. Imagine how rare that is. In a world where people are constantly distracted, judged, or misunderstood, meeting someone who actually tries to understand you feels almost shocking. And when a mature woman senses that in a man, her interest begins to deepen in a way that surprises even her. She begins to feel emotionally curious about him. She starts wondering what else he notices. She becomes more open in conversation. because something inside her feels safe enough to be real. And that's the moment where a connection begins to move beyond casual interaction. Because the truth is, mature women are not searching for perfection in a man. They are searching for emotional awareness. A man who doesn't rush to conclusions. A man who listens between the lines. A man who understands that every person carries a story beneath the surface. When you approach a woman with that level of awareness, something rare happens. She doesn't feel like she's being approached. She feels like she's being understood. And that feeling is one of the most powerful emotional touches a woman can experience. There's a secret few men ever realize, but mature women notice it immediately. The first thing she wants touched isn't her body, it's her confidence. Not the type of confidence everyone sees, the kind that's loud, flashy, or performative. No, I'm talking about the quiet, inner confidence that a woman builds over years of experience, heartbreak, and personal growth. The confidence that says, I know my worth, and I won't settle for less. Most men approach confident women as if they need to break her down, test her, or win her over. They mistake her strength for arrogance or challenge, and that, ironically, pushes her away. Because deep down, mature women are looking for a man who can meet them without threatening the very thing they fought to protect. When you subtly affirm her confidence, not by flattery but through respect and recognition, you touch a place in her that most men can't even see. A simple acknowledgement that her opinions matter, that her experiences are valid, or that her independence is attractive, can shift the dynamic instantly. She doesn't need your approval, but she's drawn to someone who doesn't try to diminish hers. Think about it. In relationships and dating, confidence is often weaponized by men. But the woman who has lived, learned, and grown knows the difference between arrogance and calm assurance. She can smell insecurity masked as bravado from a mile away. But when she senses real emotional strength, something powerful happens. Her body language softens. Her attention lingers. She begins to test less because she already feels seen. And here's the crucial part. This touch, this recognition of her inner strength, often sparks deeper attraction than any physical gesture could. Mature women are protective of their space. But when a man demonstrates he values her confidence, not to control it, but to honor it, he enters a rare zone. One where she feels safe being herself and curious to explore the connection further. Here's the lesson many men miss. Physical attraction is fleeting. Emotional and intellectual resonance is lasting. When you touch her confidence first, you're not just catching her attention, you're entering her inner world, where trust, curiosity, and attraction are built silently but powerfully. And the men who understand this are the ones she remembers long after casual encounters fade. Because touching her confidence first is the doorway to every other layer she's waiting to share. Now, let's get even deeper, because this is where most men completely fail without realizing it. Mature women crave what I call the first emotional touch. The subtle way you acknowledge her emotions without judgment, without trying to fix, and without making it about you. Think about it. How often do men hear a woman express something personal and immediately feel the need to solve it, to give advice, to man up the situation? Most do, and when they do, something inside her subtly shuts down. She feels unseen, misunderstood, alone. But the man who can pause, really listen, and reflect back her feelings, without trying to change them, is touching a place almost no one reaches. This is the emotional first touch that goes deeper than words, deeper than charm, deeper than attraction. It doesn't require grand gestures. It's in the small, nuanced responses. A quiet nod when she shares frustration. A soft acknowledgement when she expresses vulnerability. A simple, "I hear you," when she opens her heart. That's the type of touch that resonates on a psychological level she wasn't even expecting. Mature women have been through enough to know the difference between superficial attention and real emotional presence. And when they sense the latter, their guard drops almost automatically. Their energy changes. They lean in. Their curiosity grows. Here's the critical point. Men who fail here are usually too busy trying to impress, to initiate, to be the alpha. But she isn't interested in your performance. She's interested in your presence. Your ability to inhabit the moment with her, without ego or agenda, is what makes her feel truly touched. And here's what's shocking to most men. Once you master this, physical attraction doesn't need to be forced. It grows naturally. Her mind and emotions start aligning with your presence. She begins seeking your attention rather than avoiding it. She tests less and trusts more. Because the first touch a mature woman wants isn't on her skin. It's on her inner world, her emotions, her vulnerabilities. And when you reach that level, everything else, intimacy, closeness, desire, flows from it effortlessly. This is why so many men fail in relationships. They start at the surface. They chase the physical. They overlook the invisible layer that actually determines whether a woman will open up or shut down completely. Master the first emotional touch, and you become rare. You become magnetic. You become the man she remembers, the one who understood her when so few ever did. Now, listen carefully, because this is where most men completely misunderstand attraction with mature women. There is a layer even deeper than emotional presence, even beyond understanding her confidence and acknowledging her feelings. And that is touching her sense of value, not with words but with actions and consistency. Mature women have been let down before. They've seen charm fade, promises broken, and intentions that never materialize. Over time, they become experts at spotting who is genuinely reliable and who isn't. And make no mistake, every interaction you have communicates whether you add value to her life or just drain it. Most men make the mistake of overpromising, overperforming, or trying too hard to impress. They think a grand gesture or flashy move will capture her attention. But mature women don't fall for surface-level demonstrations. What they notice, what really moves them, is subtle, consistent behavior that proves respect, reliability, and integrity. For example, do you follow through when you say you will? Do you remember the little details she shares? Do you create moments where she feels supported, not obligated? These things matter more than charm, looks, or money. Because mature women are already self-sufficient. They're not looking for someone to complete them, they're looking for someone who can enhance their world without threatening it. Here's the truth. When a man demonstrates consistency, respect, and genuine presence, he is touching a deep psychological place, her sense of security and trust. That place is far more powerful than physical attraction alone. It's the foundation of intimacy, desire, and lasting connection. When she senses your value in this way, she begins to invest emotionally. She allows herself to be more vulnerable, more playful, more curious about you. She notices your energy, your patterns, and the way you navigate small challenges. And the more reliable, aware, and emotionally present you are, the more her attraction deepens, quietly, almost imperceptibly, but undeniably. Men who miss this focus on instant gratification or surface-level interaction, they never realize that the invisible things, reliability, respect, subtle attention to her emotional needs, are the keys to unlocking her desire and trust. Mature women remember the man who consistently made her feel safe, seen, and valued, not the one who tried too hard or moved too fast. And once you master this, you no longer chase her. Instead, she begins to lean in naturally, drawn by the rare combination of presence, emotional intelligence, and integrity. This is the psychological territory most men never reach, but if you do, you become unforgettable. Now we reach the final, most overlooked truth, the touch that every mature woman secretly wants first, but that almost no man ever truly delivers. It's not physical, it's not flashy, it's the touch of genuine curiosity and respect for her inner world. Think about it. A woman who has lived, loved, been hurt and grown has learned to protect herself. She doesn't hand her attention lightly. She doesn't let anyone in without silently testing them first. And the way she measures a man isn't by his charm or his confidence, it's by how deeply he engages with who she really is. When you show authentic curiosity, when you care about her thoughts, her passions, her fears, her dreams, something extraordinary happens. You touch her mind and heart before anything else. You enter the space most men never notice exists. And that's where attraction transforms from fleeting interest into real connection. Most men think they need to impress. They try jokes, flashy moves, or clever lines. But a mature woman has seen all of that before. She's not impressed by noise. She's impressed by subtle depth, by a man who listens without judgment, who notices without intruding, who asks questions not to manipulate, but because he genuinely wants to understand her. This is the silent art that few men ever master. The ability to engage her psychologically before trying to engage her physically. And when you do, the result is magnetic. Her curiosity grows, her trust forms, and her desire builds naturally, quietly, but undeniably. Here's the ultimate truth. Touching her inner world first is what makes a man unforgettable. It's what separates the men who fade into the background from the ones she can't stop thinking about. It's not about games, not about lines, not about power plays. It's about presence, patience, and authentic engagement. So if you've been trying to figure out why some connections feel impossible, why some women remain distant despite your efforts, the answer is simple. You're starting in the wrong place. Start by touching the part of her that matters most. Her mind, her emotions, her sense of safety, her confidence, and her value. Do that, and you're no longer just another man in the crowd. You become rare. You become memorable. You become the man she feels deeply drawn to, the man she trusts, respects, and wants to explore life with. Because every mature woman wants to be touched first, not physically, but psychologically. And when you finally understand that, everything else falls into place.